Martin Luther King Jr., Malcolm X, Thurgood Marshall, Rosa Parks, titans of the civil rights movement. But in the fight for civil rights, it required the wisdom of the elderly and the spirit of the young. John Lewis embodied that spirit. John Lewis was born in Troy, Alabama, the third son of Willie Mae and Eddie Lewis. Lewis grew up in Pike County, Alabama, and he attended the Pike County Training High School in Brundbridge, Alabama. After graduating, he moved to Nashville, Tennessee, where he attended the American Baptist Theological Seminary and then Fisk University. At Fisk, Lewis became a leader in the Nashville sit-ins, which were instrumental in desegregating lunch counters in downtown Nashville. John Lewis was the youngest of the Big Six civil rights leaders and was chairman of SNCC from 1963 to 1966, some of the most tumultuous years of the civil rights movement. In 1960, Lewis became one of the 13 original Freedom Riders. Freedom Riders were civil rights activists who rode interstate buses into the segregated southern United States in 1961 and following years in order to challenge the non-enforcement of the United States Supreme Court decisions Morgan v. Virginia and Boynton v. Virginia, which ruled that segregated public buses were unconstitutional. Lewis was also instrumental in the Selma to Montgomery marches. The marches were organized by activists to demonstrate the desire of African American citizens to exercise their constitutional right to vote, in defiance of segregationist repression, and were part of a broader voting rights movement underway in Selma and throughout the American South. The first march took place on March 7, 1965, organized locally by James Bevel and Amelia Boynton and others. State troopers and county police attacked the unarmed marchers with billy clubs and tear gas after they passed over the county line, and the event became known as Bloody Sunday. Law enforcement beat Boynton unconscious, and the media publicized worldwide the picture of her lying wounded on the bridge. The violence of Bloody Sunday led President Lyndon Johnson, whose administration had been working on a voting rights law, to hold a historic nationally televised joint session of Congress on March 15th to ask for the bill's introduction and passage. Lewis would go on to be elected to the U.S. House of Representatives in 1986. He's been re-elected 14 times, and in 2011, John Lewis was awarded the Presidential Medal of Freedom by President Barack Obama. Congressman Lewis stays active in politics and for the cause of what is right and true.